I'm reading from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. Paul says, "But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahuwah so comes as a thief in the night." Now you think about this for a moment. The day of Yahuwah is going to come as a thief in the night. In other words, it's going to catch a lot of people totally off guard. It's going to catch a lot of people by total surprise. As a thief in the night. Now, for us who are believers, for those who are watching and waiting, the Messiah of the Mashiach told us in the Gospels, he said for us to watch and pray that we might be accounted worthy to escape all the things that will be coming upon the earth. Now, this is the reference that he's talking about is in context talking about the tribulation period. And he says that we might be able to escape all these things. Notice the word he used, escape all these things. In other words, he didn't say that you might endure all these things. There are a lot of people out there who don't believe in the rapture. They think that that we're all going to go through the tribulation and that we're all going to suffer Yahuwah's wrath, or we're just going to be protected during that time frame. But see, that's not what the scriptures teach. And if you can't just take one particular verse and take it out of context, and then without having the whole counsel of Yahuwah, by taking line upon line, precept upon precept, taking the whole of all the scriptures, examining the truth, examining the scriptures to arrive at your right conclusion of what the scripture is teaching. Now, the reason I'm saying that is that because a lot of people have taken just one verse out of context and they don't understand. One of the major concerns or confusion is that people get mixed up as far as who Yahuwah is dealing with today. And actually, throughout all scriptures, he's dealt with the nation of Yasharel, the nation of Israel, the nation of the Yahudim. He deals with those who are born again, a part of the church. When Yahushua made reference to, he said in Matthew chapter 18 that he would build his church and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Now, the church basically is Jew and Gentiles who have been born of the Ruach HaKodesh, who have the set-apart spirit, who have received the Messiah. That's who the scripture is talking about when it uses the word church. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the word church, but the bottom line is you can use another word, assembly. But it's talking about the believers during the time frame, this special time frame that Yahuwah is dealing with different types of people here. He's dealing with the church or the assembly of those who have received the Ruach HaKodesh. Now, he's made promises to Yasharel and to the nation of Israel and to the Yahudim. That's the natural seed. But we're talking about the spiritual seed is comprised of Jews or Yahudim and Gentiles. And that's who is, when the scripture makes reference to the church, of who it's making reference to. But see, a lot of times people get these two confused and mixed up. And of course, we know that the other types of people we're talking about are those outside the kingdom of Yahuwah, those that are referred to as sinners or the wicked, And so a lot of times people just get all these mixed in together and not really understanding, who the scripture is talking about when it's making reference to certain things. To what group of people is the scripture making reference to when it's speaking of certain things? So it says here that the day of Yahuwah so comes as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness. Now, of course, this letter is written to believers. So, if you're born again, born of the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh, then you're not in darkness. He says, for that day, well, let me go back and find the verse. I'm going to read it to you instead of trying to quote it to you. Okay, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. For you are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunk are drunk in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. For Yahuwah has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation through Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, the day of wrath is making reference to the tribulation. And that's what we have been delivered from. We have been delivered from the day of wrath. We'll continue this on our next session. Thank you for joining me today. Share this with others. Shalom.